अच्छा जी. Bit more back. Yeah. Is that okay? अच्छा जी. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وصلي عليه. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني. अच्छा जी. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So today the subject is, as you can see on your screens, topic menstruation. So we are not going to go to postnatal bleeding at the moment. It's a very long subject and I've got a good 17, 18 slides of this. So which of course you will have a lot of questions as well to ask. So what we'll do is we'll do menstruation, but I don't think we'll be able to do full menstruation as well. It's just going to be menstruation. I don't know. We will go to up to the point we can go. And then next week we will continue with menstruation and then postnatal bleeding as well, inshallah. So today the main topic is going to be, inshallah, menstruation. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Acha ji. Definition of menstruation. What is menstruation? It is called has as well. In Arabic, it called has. Ha, ya, and dod. Has, but we call it hado. It's actually dod. Hado. That's the reason you say probably Hyaydh. It's hado. So you can write down has in Arabic. In English, is menstruation. So menstruation is the process of blood pouring from the womb of an adult female who is not pregnant, nor suffers from any ailment that causes bleeding. Because you got no bimari, nothing at all. You're not pregnant as well. And we'll talk about, inshallah, that if you're pregnant and blood is coming, what kind of blood is that? Because once a woman is pregnant, she cannot go through menstruation. So nor suffers from an ailment that causes bleeding, nor has reached the age of menopause. Menopause, basically, when you go to that age where you stop, there's no chances you're going to have baby, or there are no chances that you're going to have blood will be coming. That's our scholars say about 60, 65. Yes, I was reading that day, yesterday, can stop at 50. It depends. But normally when you're old age, that's what I'm saying, weak or very old age, when you get to that point, then it's very hard to, have menstruation. But it can happen though. It can happen. Like the Ibrahim alayhi salam's wife, when two angels came to give punishment to Lut alayhi salams, who were involved in wrong in activities. So on the way towards Lut alayhi salam, they stopped at whose house? Ibrahim alayhi salam's house. So this all mentioned in Quran. And there, Ibrahim alayhi salam said, wife, Radiallahu ta'ala anha, Ibrahim alayhi salam's wife, she brought lamb and said, eat. Of course, they came in a human form. They did not touch the food. Only back home, because I come from the back home to there, here as well, but back home, when they don't touch here, there are many reasons they don't touch food. I'm vegan, I'm vegetarian, I'm this and that, I'm on a diet and this and that, you got this food. But back home, there's nothing like that. When you don't eat, they think you don't like us or there is something wrong. So Ibrahim alayhi salam had fear. He said, why are you not eating? He said, don't worry, we are angels. We're going to Lut alayhi salam to give them punishment, and then we are giving you good news as well on the way, that you are going to have a child. His name is going to be Ismail and he's going to be a prophet. And as a Hajara Radiallahu anha was standing there, his wife, and she said, I'm going to have a baby in this age. Like she was nearly about 80 years old, she was. He said, I'm going to have a baby in this age. And said, whatever Allah decides, Allah has made his decision, so you will have baby. So baby can happen in 80 years old as well, 70. We will inshallah talk about that as well. Even though you got to that stage where menopause happens, still if blood is coming, what is the ruling of that? But normally menstruation is the process of blood pouring with the womb from the womb of an adult female, and these with all these conditions. This is menstruation. Now, three types of bleeding. The three types of bleeding that woman when bleeds. Three types of. So you should know these things, because of course you guys all are adults. Soon or later you are going to get married. So these things you should know. Your wife in house, reading namaz, fasting, washing clothes, or all the stuff she's doing. She's part of your family. You know, all these divorces are happening, fights are going on in the house, all the stuff is happening. It's not happen because of, no, because the understanding, yes, I can. Who puts actually fight between husband and wife? Shaitan. What brings shaitan in the house? Bebarkati. What is bebarkati? Doing haram. What is the fuel of shaitan? Is haram. If you do halal, shaitan will stay away. Shaitan can't come. Shaitan comes in those places where there's impurity going on. Easy. Black magic is done upon the person with impurities is there. And he's always impure. The one who stays in wuzu all the time, very hardly black magic will happen upon him. But if your wife doesn't even know anything about impurity, purity, doesn't take bath on time, she doesn't know anything, you will find out how difficult this subject is, how tangible this subject is, how to open all those gandang khol ke matwa jandi hai sari. So 3 types of bleeding. First, has. Actually was written Haydh, have, but I did not want to really go in, that's why I changed the Hayz, has, which is called menstruation. Next, bleeding is for the woman. Mardan koi has nahi hunda. You know, sanu bhi has hunda. Tuhanu nahi hunda, aurtan hunda. Right? So, menstruation for woman. One, they bleed because of menstruation. Second is nifas. Nifas is post-natal bleeding. Basically, after baby's birth, they bleed. Inshallah, we'll talk about all that in detail. But right now, menstruation. Third, bleeding. They bleed istihaza. It's actually istihadha. Again, it's dod. Istihadha. But I put the that. That's just for your is istihadha. Irregular bleeding. Basically, this bleeding is just comes like something happened in your body, a nerve burst or something, and then it started bleeding. What is the ruling of that? Inshallah, we'll talk about that as well. So there are 3 types of bleeding woman bleeds in these 3 types. One is menstruation, which is monthly, it comes every month. Second is postnatal bleeding that only happens after baby's birth. Third one is irregular bleeding, can happen anytime. Okay. Straight after it can happen, as soon menstruation finishes, it can happen, and all the stuff it can happen. Right? Okay, 3 types of bleeding were there. Next, 7 prohibited acts. What you cannot do, woman cannot do these 7 things whilst she's going through menstruation, or even though you're going through the other bleeding, which is nifas, of a baby's birth. You cannot do that. First, prayer. You cannot read namaz. You cannot read salah. That's the one thing. You know, people, they message me, mainly, of course, women, they message me. They say, I'm going through menstruation. Can I go to graveyard? I'm going through menstruation. Can I do zikr? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah Muhammad. I said, the basic rule, like I always say, there's always the basic rule, golden rule. Once you know that, you can solve so many your own, questions by yourself. You don't even have to phone anyone. These are the 7 things you cannot do. Rest, everything you can do. Ask yourself, is this from there? Is this from one of those 7 things? No, well, I can do it. Prayer, you can't read salah. No matter what kind of salah is. Namaz janaza, Eid prayer, tahajjud, any namaz, you cannot read any prayer. No, basically, nafal, fardh, witr, sunnah, nothing you can read. Next, touching Quran, you cannot touch Quran. Reading Quran, okay, you cannot read Quran by touching it, by looking at it, by heart. Basically, you know Surah Yasin, but you cannot read Quran at all. However, you cannot read Quran. We have mentioned that when we were doing the ghusl. In ghusl, that I said major impurity, when you are going through in major impurity, you cannot read Quran. Minor impurity, you can read Quran by heart, not by looking at the Quran, but not touching it. And from device, any digital device on the laptop, you can hold laptop or iPad or phone and you can read Quran. But when you're going through major impurity, that's major impurity. When ghusl become further upon you, that's major impurity. So when you're going through menstruation, you cannot read Quran by looking at it, by holding it, from the phone, from device, anything. You can not read Quran. That's the reason. This is the reason. Our scholars, I think Hosna was asking question last time, that our elders, they say stay home, don't go out much. Yes, because you cannot protect yourself from shaitan. You can't read Ayatul Kursi. You can't read Quran. Before going out, you can't do any, like basically those things to protect yourself. Ta'awuz is called ta'awuz. You can't do any ta'awuz. You can't put ta'weez on. Ta'weez basically ta'awuz. Reading the last two surahs, you can't do that. Reason why? Because there is no protection. Plus, you're going through impurity days. So all the bad jinns, shaitani jinns, they can attract towards you. Can. I'm not saying definitely होना है. बाहर जाना ही बंदा छोड़ दिया हूँ. वो कुछ जनानियां, they take it to the next level. ऐ तो हिलना नहीं दूँ. हूँ तो घर ही बैठा रहना है. Why? Because this gonna happen. जिन जहाँ बाहर खलो के जिन वेट करने लगे, सूटा मारने लगे. आवाज सही हाँ बाहर जरा. Yeah. Okay. Now there is, our scholars have said, as a wazifa, you can read wazaif, you can do wazaif. Wazaif are basically ta'weez, ta'awuz, all the stuff. I was going to come there after this. That you can read, like Quran, you can't read. What is Quran? Quran is when you're reading Quran, ayat after ayat after ayat. That is Quran. But when you're reading La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin, that is from Quran, ayat karima. But you are reading that ayat for again and again and again and again. That's again and again doing zikr. Zikr basically you're doing wazifa. Wazifa 100,000 times you're going to read, or 100 times you're going to read, or 30 times you're going to read. That is wazifa. You can read. Many scholars they have said wazifa you can do. Du'as you can read. Like Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban. That is part of Quran. That's ayat of Quran. But you reading as a dua for protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Protection of Allah from the hellfire. That Allah make my dunya better. So you can read du'as though. Our scholars say yes, you can read Ayat al-Kursi as well if you're reading as a protection. So you can read. Last surahs, I've mentioned all this, I've covered when we're talking about ghusl. Last surahs for protection, you read Qul huwallahu ahad, or Qul a'udhu birabbil falaq, Qul a'udhu birabbin nas. You can read, but take the Qul out. When you put Qul, that is Quran. Oh, Prophet, say that Allah is one. Oh, protect me this. But when you take the Qul out, when Qul out, a'udhu birabbin nas, you asking Allah, oh Allah, protect me from the bad people, shaitan, black magic, all the stuff. You asking not direct Allah. But when you say Qul, now Allah is saying to Prophet, oh Prophet, go and tell them. That's Quran. Take the Qul out, you can read for protection. But again, our scholar says, why you want to put yourself in this situation? Just don't read anything. But many scholars, it is written in our books, and I can give you references as well, and very authentic books it is written. You can read things for protection, for ta'weez, and you can read the Ayat al-Kursi and zikr you can do. Now, I think someone asked me from here, can we read Surah Mulk? Because that is for protection. No, that's not for protection. Who told you that's for protection? That is protection for graves punishment. That's afterlife. No, not for that. Surah Yasin is for, let's say, giving barakah. No, that is wazifa. No, that's you reading Quran for barakah. You're reading Surah Mulk for protection of the hellfire or the fire of grave. This is the protection of this dunya, that Allah protect me from shaitan, protect me from any harm in this dunya. Those kind of wazaif you can do. Okay. So reading Quran, you can't read Quran as a Quran. You cannot touch Quran. You cannot read the Salah. Next six. First, let me tell one more time. Let me cover that which I already covered in ghusl. That you can hold a qaida. People think qaida is Quran. Qaida is not Quran. You can hold qaida. Even they're going to major impurity. Qaida, what is Quran? Where the most of the words of Quran are written in the book. If the whole is Quran, only few wording are different. But normally, say most of the Quran. In qaida, there is no Quran. There are only few words are written in lesson 10 and the lesson 11, 12 with the idgham and ikhfa ruling comes. In that, there are just few words are written, not the full ayat are written. Yeah, at the end of that qaida, Madani qaida I'm talking about, there Nimaz is written. In Nimaz, what is Quran? Only Alhamdulillah and Surah after that. That is Quran. Whole Qaida you can hold as long as when you open Qaida and the Quranic ayat is written, full ayat, you don't rub your finger on it. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, La yamassuhu illa al-mutahharun. Do not touch this Quran unless you are in a state of purity. So when Allah said don't, that becomes haram doing that. And fardh for not doing that. Okay, so basically staying away is fardh now. Why? Just make sure you sign that book on sign, basically put your names, whoever come new. So make sure give it to everyone, whoever is there, write down your names. Jazakallah. Next, entering masjid. So when your wives, your sisters, I don't think sisters gonna come to you, mothers, Mothers, yes, you can talk to your mother. There is no shame in Sharia, right? So if your mom is going through some menstruation, something, and she doesn't know, and normally moms don't know, to be honest. We do, once we have done here, Milad Mahfil, women don't care about their akhirah. Here, our few volunteers were here, and they was telling them, if you are not going through menstruation, then you can go there, otherwise sit down here, watch on television. And they don't get, no, asi taji bag sunsa jara tasalli hosi, skoon dil nu milda. You're doing haram. You're a skoon. Shaitan skoon dein lagi hosi for time being. Shaitan does give you skoon. You have haram, you're earning haram. There's so much maza earning haram. Another scholar says, haram path of haram is easy. The destination is horrible. Halal path is hard, but the destination is beautiful. So at baka bada maza aega. Oh, alhamdulillah, this that happened. You're committing, are you going to masjid is haram. So when you are going through menstruation, you cannot enter where? In masjid. What is masjid? Which I mentioned before. Masjid is the main part of masjid where normally normal jamaat of male takes place. Jamaat male doesn't take place here. It's a ladies area. Ladies area, all ladies, you can come here. Even though you're going through menstruation, you can come here. I have like 150 girls in this madrasa. Of course, every month at least 10, 20 girls going through menstruation. They can't come here. Why? Because they sit here or in library or in the other room there. They don't go in male area. There, our big boys are sitting there or little boys are sitting there. Because of course, they can't sit there. So they can go in that area. But you guys, any masjid you go to that Victoria Masjid or anywhere, ladies area is always called Finai Masjid. Part of masjid, but it is not actual masjid. And so who decides this? Whoever is going to make masjid, at that point, right, okay, what is masjid? That is masjid. Proper masjid. So our masjid downstairs, upper hall, they are proper masjid. A woman going through menstruation or any male who's going through, let's say, impurity, wet dream or something happened, or sexual intercourse with wife and all that, and after they never took bath. When bath further upon, you can't enter, you can't even step inside the masjid. No. Stay away, go take bath, and then you can go inside the masjid. So you cannot enter in masjid. Next, tawaf. You can't do tawaf. Of course, common sense. Why you cannot do tawaf? Can someone tell me why you cannot do tawaf? You have to go inside the mosque. The tawaf cannot be done outside the mosque. When I went in 2000 for Hajj, and at that time it was wide place and no, this work was going on, and I went right at the top floor. They had those small walls there that you stay inside, but I didn't know that. And I was going around because there were so many people inside. Upstairs, right, third floor. Third floor is very long chakkar. Very long. I wasn't bothered. I said, as long as I stay away from people, because it was like they were walking so slow. And I was right outside, and someone told me, you're doing outside the masjid. That's the wall here, the top floor. Wall here. Inside is masjid, outside is not masjid. So I had to do tawaf again. Adda lamba tawaf kita to kisi kam bhi na aaya. Why? Because you have to stay inside the masjid. Tawaf can only be done inside the masjid. Like when you go to Mataf area, that's good for you guys, because women, they message me. They said, we are in masjid, we are going for Umrah, but my daughter who's 12, 13 or 14 years old, she's very young. We are going for Umrah. She's going through menstruation. Where shall we leave her? I said, you can leave her. You know, main walls, when you go Masjid Makkah, when you see Makkah, Khana Kaaba Sharif, outside the Khana Kaaba, the main big walls are there. There are 8 doors where you enter inside the different doors. Their names are Abdul Salam and this and that. As long as you're outside the walls, in courtyard, where you can see clock tower as well. You can even see clock tower from inside as well. But outside the main courtyard, when you're sitting outside the wall, that's not masjid. You can go up to that point. But where the big walls, you're going to enter the big massive door. This is where all the shelves as well, where you put the shoes there or something. Some people take the shoes inside as well. That's fine. It's in the bag. When you go enter inside, that place, woman cannot enter. You have to sit outside, wait. Once you finish, then you can go inside. So tawaf you can't do because you have to do it inside the masjid. Next is fasting. You can't fast. I'll come to that. Yes. Achha, I was going to say that, but then I thought, I started. So sa'i. What is sa'i? When you're doing umrah, then you do tawaf. After tawaf, you go towards sa'i. Now, sa'i, what my Staji told me about 2 weeks ago, we were sitting and we were talking about this. And my Staji said, okay, now we have to be very careful giving fatwa about sa'i as well. Before sa'i, was outside the masjid. Now they are bringing that in masjid as well, the way the new constructions going on. So when you go there, just ask them, is this part of masjid? Because anytime you can extend masjid. Masjid can be extended, but it cannot be finished. Once masjid become masjid, you cannot make the place anything else. Cannot make the place. Once it's masjid, the masjid is now masjid. So we have to be very careful. These people who make masjid, you can't just masjid in Tagore factory, brother. You cannot. This place you can finish, but the masjid problem you can't finish. So sa'i was outside. Sa'i can be done without wuzu. Sa'i you can do basically you are here. That's fine. That's okay. The sa'i is just you're not reading it. You're not doing anything. You're making du'as and all that. Sa'i is just 6 chakkar. You don't have to go inside the masjid as well. So you can do that. But again, ask them, the main people or mu'allimeen, the proper mu'allimeen who take people there, who know that it is changed or it is not changed. They say it's not changed, still outside the part, then you can do sa'i though. But what's the point of doing sa'i? Sa'i is always with umrah. Why you want to do sa'i anyway? Yeah, for chalo theek hai, walking around, that's fine, they do it. But sa'i is always for umrah or for hajj. Hajj main tawaf. After tawaf you do sa'i. Otherwise you don't have to do sa'i. So tawaf you can't do. That's the fifth one. Next, fasting. You cannot fast. I will talk about again, inshallah. When you're fasting, whilst fasting menstruation come, what you're gonna do? But fasting, you cannot fast whilst going through menstruation. Next is last one, intimacy. No physical sexual intercourse with husband. You can't do that. I know I'll go in detail in that as well. How close you can go, how far you have to stay, can you hug, and all the stuff in Inshallah we'll talk about that as well. Or proper intimacy, where you proper have the sexual intercourse with your husband. Can you have? And that is proven from Quran as well. Inshallah we'll talk about that as well. And if you do it, that's of course is proven from Quran, then it is completely haram. So these are 7 prohibited acts, basically 7 acts which you cannot do. Basically it's haram. These all actions in menstruation, they're all haram. Or in nifas as well, after bleeding, you're bleeding for after baby's birth. They all, inshallah, when you get to the nifas, I will talk about that as well. But menstruation, as we're talking about, all these things, 7 haram in menstruation. Now you tell me, going to graveyard whilst going menstruation, is it haram or halal? Can you go graveyard? Because graveyard, you're not going to pray. If you're going to pray, that's a different thing. You're not going to touch Quran there. If you are, that's a different thing. You're not going to read Quran. If you are, that's a different thing. That's not masjid. Graveyard is not masjid. Tawaf, you're not doing tawaf there. No fasting there. No intimacy there. Nothing is there. Then of course it's just fine. Anywhere you can go. Finai masjid, you should know. Go to Intizamiya, found that don't be shy in these things. Whichever masjid, let's say in Bolton or Oldham or these places, you're going there. Someone called for your janazah. So people, when you go for janazah, someone passed away. Your relative in London or somewhere, found them. Okay, which masjid? That masjid. Found masjid before you go there. We are coming from this place to that place. Now we are women are going through. Many women are going through menstruation. Where can we come? Or when you get there, ask them. Call the person outside. Don't be shy. If you're gonna shy, you're only harming yourself. So you're committing guna on every step. Ask them, ਕਿਹੜਾ ਫਨਾ ਮਸਜਿਦ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਮਸਜਿਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸਾਂ ਜਾਣਨਾ ਸੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਜਾਣ ਔਰ ਉਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਪਤਾ ਕਰੋ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਵੈਸੇ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਮੀਆ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਮਸਜਿਦ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਮਸਜਿਦ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਨਾਟ scholars. How they going to get all the scholars? So they just ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਧਰ ਵੜ ਜਾਓ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਬਾਬੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਦਾੜੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਮਾਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ ਟੋਪੀਆਂ ਪਾਈਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ but that doesn't mean they are scholars. They will tell you ਨਾ ਇੱਧਰ ਟੁੱਟ ਜਾਓ one person came to me. We went to buy something and she was with me as well, and I did on the video on that as well. A Sikh guy, he went and he came to me because he knew I was the imam, because I normally go and buy things from there, and he said I went to one masjid. I don't mention the masjid here, well known masjid, and he went there, and one of the person from committee member said to him, you can't enter because you're Sikh. Have you taken bath? He asked him, have you taken bath? Then you can enter masjid. You have taken bath. He's Sikh. He is not mukallif of Sharia. So some school tour is going to come in a masjid. I'm going to ask all the teachers and girls and boys, Fardh na aa gaya ho? ਨਾ ਨਾਣਾ ਵੀ ਕਿਹੜਾ which bath the fourth bath ਨੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਸਾਫ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਇਹ ਮੂੰਹ ਗਲਗਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਹੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਰਿਸ਼ਾ ਪੂਰੀ ਥੱਲੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਛਣੀ ਪਾਈ ਸਾਰਾ ਲੱਤਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਐਂਟਰ ਹੋ ਜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਾਈ ਐ ਲੈ ਤੂੰ ਰੱਖ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਸਜਿਦ ਕੋਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੱਲੇ like what the hell you can't do that to people how are they going to come towards Islam they can enter that's not problem like subhanallah but yeah when you going somewhere ask them straight I said we need to speak to Imam now if Imam tells you if I tell you Gigi you can enter in that masjid you can enter don't worry about it even though you enter in the masjid because you don't know he's the one who's going to be held questionable on day of judgment reason why because Allah says in Quran fas'alu ahla dhikr in kuntum la ta'lamun this is a simple rule to save yourself on the day of judgment if you are going to do anything even though you done wrong you are saved just by using this Allah says go to those who are scholars if you have no knowledge so you are going to do something just phone them for your insurance to just to protect yourself you can I do this he said yes assalamu alaikum now on the day of judgment Allah is going to say why did you do this Allah you said in Quran if you have no knowledge go to scholars I went to scholars scholar told me yeah you can do that I did it Allah said, yeah okay that's fine you move on that's which was the scholar adhar aha putter agya tu Allah is not going to say putter Allah come here mere bande now why did you say this and if whatever the answer is going to give is going to but basically you are protected but if you going to nahi main sara jaandi ha piche ho ja kudiyo I maaiyan especially aundiyan maaiyan always right at the top है आदियन के सानू सारा शाही पता है तो पड़खचे बावां लत्तां पन्नियां होंदियां ने शरे दियां तो आंटी ये क्यों करन लगे हो ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਗਲਤ ਹੈ ਸਾਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੰਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੂੰ ਕੁਰਸੀ ਤੇ ਬੈਠੀ ਹੈ ਕੁੜੀਏ I heard it happening in this masjid ਰੋਲਾ ਪਿਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੂੰ ਕੁਰਸੀ ਤੇ ਬੈਠੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੁਰਾਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਉਹ ਭਾਈ ਤੇ ਲੱਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਦਰਦ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਹੋਰ ਪੰਨੀਆਂ ਲੱਤਾਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਬਿਠਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਭਾਈ ਐਕਸਕਿਊਜ਼ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਸਿਟ ਦੈਟ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਮਰੇ ਦੀ ਮੱਤ ਮਾਰੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆਈਆਂ but anyways you can't enter in masjid so found that person who is imam of the masjid ask him definitely ask him that look this is what I'm going to come and a few ladies in our family are going to menstruation where can we come and how far can we go can we read this can we go to graveyard and do this that and of course they will let you know acha these are 7 acts which are prohibited now menstruation duration yes it's a hidden muamala you're not going to go on announcing everywhere oh I'm going through menstruation ji I'm going to everyone said to jo gali jane main menstruation jab pana gatur you're not going to tell everyone yes you do tell them like I told you you found the imam you don't have to tell them that look I'm going through menstruation say some ladies we are coming from this place to that place we don't know about the masjid but some ladies in us they are going through menstruation so what is the ruling you don't have to open up your own muamala front of other people that's not nice you don't just tell them your hidden things this is the reason I wanted you guys here ਭੈਣਾ ਕੋਲ ਨਾ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਕਰੋ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਐ ਤੂੰ ਠੀਕ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਾ ਨਮਾਜ਼ ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਬੜੀ ਹੈ I remember it happened to me once when I newly came from Pakistan and I used to work in H&M there and there the one girl she never I didn't know I was only 18 years old I was she was had chewing gum in her mouth why you not fasting yeah? do you menstruate huh? What's that I didn't even know I had no English at all मैं उर्दू ही बोलने लग गया मैं what's that do you bleed I said उन्हें सारा फिर समझाया दिया कि असल ये मामले होंगे ना and that time you can't fast अच्छा after that it's been 22 years I've never asked anyone okay oh she was very blunt she said do you menstruate do you bleed they said we cannot fast in these days oh no ठीक है that was amazing she was a funny girl though very funny but chalo that of course you know so don't ask your mom when she doesn't wake up in the morning to read Fajr Salah with you or she's not fasting for 6-7 days or she's not reading namaz don't ask her why you are not doing it go to your dad and you can ask or you should know that these 7 they bleed for 7 days 8 days 9 days maximum are 10 days minimum 3 days so 4 5 6 7 days when you see your mom is not waking up for Fajr your mom or your sister or your daughter or your wife, they are not fasting, wife will tell you anyway straight. If you are not doing it, that means that they are going through this time, and they go through this time month every month they go through this time. That's the reason they have to make up those fasts later on, after the month of Ramadan. Okay, but if they ask you, then just tell them off. Huh? Yeah, you shouldn't mention that, but of course, ਭਰਾ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹੀ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਅੰਮਾ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਜਾ ਕਿ ਅੰਮਾ ਦੋ ਚਪੇੜਾਂ ਲਾਵਾ, ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ ਆਪੇ। or send him to some imam. I said no, that's, I don't know, just tell him. How are you going to get rid of him? I'm like, he's on your case. There is always a way, of course. You're not going to open up, sit down here, let me explain to you. ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈ ਮੇਰਾ ਭਰਾ, ਤੇ ਤੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਪਊ ਸਾਰਾ ਇੰਜ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਜ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਵਾ, ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਡਿਟੇਲ ਜਾਣਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ. Just tell them. I used to say to my little son, now of course he's here, ਕਿ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਹੀ ਹੋਣਾ, ਕਿਤੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ, ਕਿੱਥੇ ਵਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਕੋਨੇ 'ਚ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ, ਸੋ ਉੱਠੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਉੱਠੇ ਵਾਈ ਓਕੇ। ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਜਨਾਨੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨਾ, ਹੈ they get 7 days off, 8 days off from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, special discount to them. ਅੱਛਾ ਤੇ ਮਨ ਯਾਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਲੈਂਦੇ, ਮੈਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਹ discount. So you tell him, now of course he's understanding now, he's 12, alhamdulillah. So I used to tell him that 7-8 days they just get days off from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The woman, they live physically weak, they have to work at home as well, all that. So they get 7 to 8 days off. These kind of little things, but of course when they're 16, you can't say to them they get 7 to 8 days off. No, they don't get no days off. It's because, tell them straight, tell them you won't talk to dad. They will make you understand everything what we go through. Yeah, you can tell them that much. Then go to dad if dad understands these things. You know, dad agu mare chapeed aake hunu. Agar tu begarta hai galan karna pe hai, even though you need to make them understand, isn't it? So this is how you can make them understand that, look, go to dad, because we women, we go through some stage in the month that we cannot fast. Don't have to talk about bleeding, don't have to talk about menstruation, don't have to talk about anything. Then we go through a state in that every month, 7-8 days, 10 days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited us for not fasting and praying. Now after that, whatever he thinks, now you are left so many questions in his mind. Now he will be कंधा नु टकरा मारदा फिरेगा, मैं किथे जाके सवाल पता करा, and go to imam and ask him. Then he will come to us or someone, and then he will ask. Okay, so fasting, all that stuff, intimacy, everything is gone. You can't do that. Now menstruation duration. Menstruation is basically minimum is 3 days. You have to bleed at least for 3 days. You bled 1 day and he finished, and he didn't come for the rest of the days. That's not menstruation. And this is where the main problems are here. Main problems. Like, you bled for 1 day, of course you're going, I'm bleeding. You stop reading namaz. You नहीं, अभी तो मैं पूछूं ना, वहां पे मैं आपको पता बताता हूं मैं. So 1 day you bled and you did not read namaz. Next day again you did not read namaz, and then after 5, 6, 7 days you never bleed after that at all. So whatever days you did not read namaz, you have to repeat your namaz, because that was a menstruation. You get it? You have to repeat because it was a menstruation. You look a bit confused. Is it okay? Yeah. So 1 day you bled, and that's the day your bleeding is supposed to be starting. But it never came after that, but minimum in 3 days. Now, whatever you missed, fasting, fasting, your namaza, you have to repeat that. The namaza which missed in menstruation, you don't have to repeat. But it wasn't menstruation anyway, so minimum 3 days, it has to come 3 days. But it will come later on. It does not have to bleed like continually blood is coming. No, maybe some drops. And then after maybe about 3 or 4 hours, some drops. Then after maybe after 1 day, drop comes. So within 3 days, it must be dropping, must be coming. So 3 days minimum. Then your menstruation has started. And maximum is 10 days. Maximum of menstruation is 10 days. No more than 10 days. If after 10 days still blood is coming, we'll talk about that inshallah later. Then what happens then? Right now, minimum menstruation duration is 3 days. Maximum is 10 days. Bleeding for less than 3 days is irregular. You remember I said it's called istihada, bimari ka khoon. A blood which is coming because of some illness, some vein inside your body burst or something happened and you started bleeding. Like internal bleeding happens to men and anyone. That blood is coming. Anything bleeding for less than 3 irregular. I will give you the ruling about irregular, what you have to do. Okay, but irregular bleeding, of course, you have to read namaz and everything. How? I will tell you, inshallah. So less than 3 days irregular bleeding is just normal bleeding. It's not menstruation. Bleeding for more than 10 days is irregular as well. So more than 10 days, you still bleeding. After 10th days, blood is coming. Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa came to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the wife of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, our mother. She said, Ya Rasulullah, 10 days are over. And you said 10 days the maximum for has menstruation. I'm on my 11th day. What shall I do now? Do I read namaz? Rasulullah said, yes, take bath, go read namaz, even if you see blood is dripping on your musalla. Of course, Rasulullah is going to extend to that level. He said, even you see blood dripping, but of course, don't let blood come on musalla and all your clothes. Try to protect that. But you have to basically read namaz now after 10th day. So less than 3 days, irregular. More than 10 days, irregular. Between 3 to 10 days. Some women, they bleed for 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. They're fixed days. We'll talk about that as well, inshallah. Now, next, this, the habit. It's called Adatul Haiz, Adatul Ma'luma. So, Adat Ma'luma is Ma'lum, basically, you know, Adat, the days, the fixed days. So, women bleed for 6 fixed days. No, they don't just bleed 1 month, 7 days, 1 month, 6 days, 1 month, 9 days, 1 month, 10 days. No, no. They all have fixed days. It's just according to body, it adopts and the blood comes certain time, and they have apps as well. Apps are there. So they have all apps. You have apps, isn't it? Apps are there. It tells them, right, your blood is about to start now. And this the day it's going to stop. So let's say your blood is come every month, 20th of every month it starts, and it stops on every 27th or 26th. So the fixed days now, it happens. And what are those? First, it is fard for a woman to keep track of her menstruation habit. It is fard upon you because your namaz depends on that. Your Ramzan Rosé depends on that. All these things are depending on that. Touching Quran, coming in masjid, there are so many things. What I mentioned before. Your Umrah will depend on that. Ask those who go for Umrah. They are so confused. Mom, what shall we do? I said, why don't you take medicine, take pills, and stop your menstruation and go to Umrah? Why you have to know when I'm going to land there, Imam Sahib? Then one day before I'm going to say, if it doesn't, then what you going to do? You're only there for 3-4 days, that's it. Your Umrah is gone. Still, of course, there's a ruling you can do Umrah, but you have to give dam after that. But anyways, so you have to, it is further for a woman to keep track of her menstruation habit. If bleeding stops according to your habit, this is very important, this is confusing. If bleeding stops according to your habit, but then after 2 or 3 days, you bleed again, then in this case, there will be 2 separate rulings. So that question came about 2-3 days ago. That's the reason I added this as well. That quickly came to mind. Let me add this as well. So your habit is, there are 6 days your habit. 6 days. Your bleeding stopped at 6th day. Exact 6 days stopped. You took bath. अस्सलाम वालेकुम। ठीक है आप? लेडीज का कमरा कौन सा है? लेडीज का कमरा ये क्लास हो रही है, मगर अंदर क्लास हो रही है, अंदर लेडीज का कमरा यही, जिधर लेडीज को हौसल देते हैं वो वाला कमरा, वो उधर है, मगर सब कुछ बंद है, अभी कोई भी नहीं है यहाँ पे। आप ये ना बैन लेकर आइए ना, को पूजे लोटे थोड़े से तो आप रख देना उधर, लोटे थोड़े से ना, और उधर वहां पे रख दें, वहां पे रखते, बस कोने में रखते, आप कर लीजिए, आप वहां पे रखते, वो मैनेजमेंट कर लेगी, ठीक है ना? रोटे देना है सुन no वासी अच्छा जी right so if bleeding stops on 6th day the woman bleeding stops 6th day was your let's say 6 or 7 or 8 day was your day but I'm going to take 6th day so 6th day bleeding stopped that was your adat it stopped now after that you took bath and you started reading namaz you started fasting as well but now after 2 or 3 days before 10th day let's say 6th day the bleeding stopped 7th day or 8th day let's say 8th day your bleeding started again in that case there are two rulings bleeding stopped at 10th day so your bleeding stopped and 6th day 6वें दिन पे bleeding stop हो गई उसके बाद नहाया आपने नमाजें पढ़ना शुरू कर दी अगर रमजान जा रहा था तो रोजे रखने शुरू कर दिए मगर 8वें दिन 8th day bleeding started again and it stopped on 10th day 10th day exact 10th day because maximum time of the menstruation is 10th day so it stopped at 10th day now ruling is that your adat is changed you used to be 6th day now it's gone to 10th day now all those namazan you read in those 2 days from 6th to 8th day jitni namazein padhi jo roze rakhe they all gone to waste because you were still going through menstruation and if you kept reading till 10th day whatever you read in between after 6th to 10th everything gone to waste but you won't be gunegar though you won't be sinful because haram fasting it is haram reading namaz but in this case because you didn't know that so 6th to 8th day you was clean no blood was coming because it stopped I told you blood does not come every day sometimes it stops 1 day 2 days then stops again but you started reading namaz and roze now till 8th day then it stopped on 10th day again the bleeding now from 6th to 8th whatever namaza you read you don't have to repeat that because you don't repeat namaza in menstruation but fasting you did 2 days that you have to repeat because whatever fast you miss in menstruation you have to make up those fasts so you have to make up those fasts but the namaza you read they are gone you don't have to repeat those namaza that's the ruling when it stops on 10th day it started on 8th day and stops exact on 10th day and did not come after that but next ruling your bleeding stops on 6th day which is your adat ma'luma fixed days stopped you took bath started doing namaza or fasting now 8th day or 9th day it started again and it never stopped on 10th day it went to 11th day it went to 12th day what shall we do now now we will say the 6th day was your menstruation you have to bring it back usko वापस लौटाना है 6वें दिन पे 6th day was your menstruation after 6th day the bleeding we started the 8th day that was a normal something bursting irregular bleeding you can say that's some vein burst inside you and it never stopped it went all the way to 11th and 12th day now whatever namaza you read from 6th to 8th day and Ramzan Roza you did they were perfectly fine it's okay but when the Ramzan Roza and the namaza you missed from 8th day to 10th day that you have to make up namaza as well because that wasn't menstruation blood because it went beyond 10th day समझ लगी है नहीं समझ लगी repeat it again okay this is confusing so when I'm going to put this video watch again and again and again you will get it because I made it very easy for you so 6th day when we read this masail in our darse nizami course ਸਾਡੇ ਉਸਤਾਦ ਆਦੇ ਨੇ ਯਾਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਬੈਠੀ ਜ਼ਨਾਨੀਆਂ ਵਾਸੀਆਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੜ ਕੇ ਮਸਲੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਫਿਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ so 6th day your bleeding stopped for example your fixed days are bleeding stopped started on 8th day again and stopped on 10th day of course when bleeding started again you thought oh hold on a second my bleeding has already started so what shall I do you stop reading namaz all that till 10th day so those 2 days you never read anything and then before that 6th to 8th day you was clean you thought I'm clean and then you read namaza and roze but actually your period from 6th day all the way till 10th day it was actually menstruation so not 6 actually from 3rd day from the start to all the way till 10th day you was going through menstruation it just stopped basically for break or something from 6th to 8th day. It just stopped for a few days. But otherwise, you was going through full on menstruation. So whatever namaza, roza you read, namaza all gone. Roza you have to repeat, of course. Even though you kept roza between 6th to 8th day because you thought we were clean, but you wasn't clean. From all the way 3rd day to all the way 10th day, you was going through menstruation. But if bleeding stops after it exceeds from 10th day to 11th day, so from 6th day when bleeding stopped, जब blood रुक गया 6th day पे, उसके बाद 8वें दिन जब दोबारा bleeding हुई, दोबारा bleeding started, you thought it's bleeding of menstruation. That wasn't menstruation bleeding because it exceeded from 10th to 11th day, 12th day. That was something happened in your body, some vein burst or internal bleeding, something. That wasn't menstruation blood. It just started bleeding your body. That's the reason it went to 11th and 12th day. Normally, menstruation stops on 10th day. But if it goes beyond 11th day, and it did stop on 6th day, and then after that, you started reading namaz, everything, rose. Now, all that is perfectly fine. But if you stopped your rose and namaz on 8th day after seeing bleeding, then from 8, 9, 10, it goes to 11, you have to, इसको कहते हैं लौटाना आदत की तरफ. Then you have to go back to which my fixed day the 6th. Right after that, whatever I missed, remember, after that, whatever I missed, I have to repeat that. Namaza and Rose. So 6th day bleeding stopped. After the 8th, they started, it goes to beyond, as soon as it goes beyond 11th, quickly go back to your Adat Maluma. If 7 days, that's fine. 7th day, I read. After 7th day, all the way till today, whatever I missed, I have to repeat. That's it. If he goes beyond 10th day, if he stops on 10th day, now all that was actually has. Okay? I know it's confusing. No, during. I told you, Rasulullah said, read namaz even if you see blood is dripping on the masala. No. That will come up as well. How we're gonna make up that. I don't want to mix up two subjects in one because you're gonna get confused. We'll talk about ma'zur. I'll talk about shari ma'zur after that. That even if you're bleeding, how to keep wuzu when you're bleeding. Very good question. But inshallah, when we get there, we'll talk about that. Even you're bleeding, still wuzu stays. Because shari ma'zur. We'll talk about that inshallah later. I don't want to mix up. You already look a little bit. These are your masail. And this happens to women. I get every other week. I get this. I told you this actually happened to a woman. And she sent me a message. The Imam Sahib stopped on 6, and I was started reading namaz. After 8th, I saw bleeding. I stopped reading namaz again. But it stopped at the. She didn't tell me after that what happened. So I gave her both these conditions. If you stop on 10th, this is the ruling. If you exceeded from to 11th and 12th, this is the ruling. Irregular bleeding. No, ठीक है. Achha, let me repeat the question because when I see video, then the question doesn't come and I'm just giving an answer. So the question is that irregular bleeding sometimes is that it goes on and on and on. Basically, women, they start bleeding and they bleed for like continually 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Now what they're going to set the rule that month they have to count when it started irregular bleeding. Now every month, of scholar says, take 10 days out and 20 days you're clean. Again, next month, 10 days out, full on now. So you're bleeding 10 days. So minimum 3 days to 10 days is your bleeding. So you have to bleed at least for 3 days. Bleeding stop. Now here it's not stopping. It's just going on and on and on and on and on. Now you should know when it started from that day. 10 days has 20 days clean. Even the blood is coming. 10 days has 20 days clean. 10 days has 20 days clean. If it, until it stops and goes back to normal condition. This is how it should be. Do you understand? Yeah. So basically 3 months, you continually 5 months continually. So every month now, 10 days is going to be has 20 days clean. Yeah. Same what I told you here. Same with what happened to this woman. If your basically the question is that sometimes some women they go to when they go to 40 years old, if the habit starts changing, 35, 40, it starts changing. Sometimes it's 6 days, next month it's going to be 8 days. Next month, the body is changing inside. Sometimes it goes to 9 days. So she's saying that if it changes, like every month your habit is changing, what woman should do? Same what I told you here. If you're 6 days and after the blood is not coming, wait for one namaz time. Of course, I'll tell you after that it's going to come, inshallah. One namaz time, or go and take bath. When you take bath, after that you start reading namaz or something. If blood starts again, then wait. If blood stops before 10th day or exact on 10th day, so the all was your menstruation. The day stopped all the way till 10th day. It was all 10 day was your menstruation. And if it exceeds from 10th day, then whatever is your normal, your adatul hayd, which was last month, you can count last month. Or last month I stopped on 7th. You can say, by okay, 7th day was my hayd. After 3 days, whatever you did not read, you have to read. Reason why? Because after 7th day or 6th day, whatever the blood went beyond the 10th day, that was just normal irregular blood. Now you have to repeat your namaza and you have to repeat your rosy as well. And you can all ask questions if there's anything going on in your mind. After that, 11:30, I'm gonna shoot. So don't stop me. So you have time now, because you girls come after. No, I did not feel good and this. No, I'm gonna leave. So now, if you wanna ask any question you have. Yes, you're making all them. You don't make the face. Now ask question. Any question you have. Your loads of, I know girls are sitting here and you look a little bit like ਅੱਖਾਂ ਖੁੱਲੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਸਲੇ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ Acha, she's asking question about Shari Ma'zur. She said when blood exceeds from 10th day, now irregular bleeding is happening, like how it happened to Aisha Siddiqah. How are we going to keep wuzu? I know the time will come, I'll tell you, but because she's asking question, I'll tell you that happens to men as well. Some men, urine drops, they don't stop. Urine drops are coming, they don't stop. You got cut here, it's not stopping. You a toothbrush and blood is not stopping. Same goes with yours as well. Blood is coming, irregular blood, not menstruation, irregular, and it's not stopping. Now, in that case, the person is called Shar'i Ma'zur. According to Sharia, he's excused. He's going through some illness. Now, what you can do is do wudu, and you see blood is coming first time, that will break your wudu. Again, go. Now, second time, do wudu. If still that uzr is with you, whatever uzr, urine drops or blood, whatever is coming, just protect your clothes from blood going on your clothes. Now, Sharia says your wuzu will stay till the next namaz. As soon the namaz time you did wuzu in, as soon as it finishes, your wuzu will break. So, only until you are in that namaz time, you can read as many namaz as you want. You can do everything what a person in wuzu does. So, you are in wuzu until the namaz time finishes. As soon as the namaz time finishes, now you have to you have to do fresh wuzu. And then if the excuse is still with you, you're still bleeding, that wuzu will stay till the next namaz. Basically when this namaz finishes. Let's say you did wuzu in Asr namaz and you were bleeding. That namaz time will stay until Asr namaz finishes. When Maghrib time starts, you have to do fresh wuzu. That will stay until Maghrib time finishes. Isha stay all the way till Fajr, until Fajr Isha time finishes. So for the person who's going through, who's Shari Ma'zur, who's illness, going through some illness, he's excused according to Sharia, that person's wuzu stays from one namaz to next namaz, and he can do whatever he wants to do, touch Quran, anything what person can do in the wuzu. So if blood is coming, that's fine, that's okay. As long as it's not menstruation blood. Okay? Anything in this, because here it can be more, a lot of question here. You're okay with this? Achha, the question is that if you do get impurity on your clothes, like blood did go on the clothes, or urine drops did go on your clothes, or someone walking and you touch him and he was holding alcohol, sharab in his glass, and that went on your clothes. Any impurity went on your clothes. So how are we gonna wash our clothes? What are we gonna do? If it is less than £2 coin, like our scholar said, put water in your hand and then stretch your palm, and whatever water is left here, that much impurity, that's around £2 coin, more than £2 coin, basically. If that much impurity covering that much part, your clothes, then go and wash that part, just that part. You don't have to wash all clothes. Just if it's trouser, that's fine. You got water inside, just wash it. Hold that thing, or underwear, or kameez. You're inside anyway. Just take it off, and then just hold the part. Rest kameez is there. Hold the part. Put water, clean it. Put water, clean it. 2 or 3 times you do it, and then it's clean. It's clean. Even though blood stains are there, blood stains means nothing. बिल्कुल कलर रह गया ना, सिर्फ वो आपने पूरी कोशिश की धोने की, वो सारा धुल गया, स्ट्रेन ज्यादा है या क्या आते ना स्टेन, आओ स्टेन उत्थे रह गया, मार्किंग रह गया बेसिकली, उत्थे जो पानी पा दिता, पानी पाकर धो दिता, एज लॉन्ग एज स्टेन्स आर देयर, दैट्स फाइन, दैट्स नो प्रॉब्लम. If you can, if you are in toilet, you have soap, that's fine. But I don't think in toilet you're gonna have soap. But anyway, wherever you are, basically soap, you don't need soap. Soap is for cleaning it, basically, no one sees marks or stains. But I'm talking about impurity and purity. Water goes over, it pures everything. So put water over, and then it's clean. That's fine. And just that part. Put water, it's clean. Now put it back on, and you are clean now. But if it's less than £2 coin, less than, you don't have to wash it. You don't have to wash it. It's better to wash, but you don't have to. You don't have to. It's 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop. Don't make £2 coin. 4 drop, 5 drop. Boys all make that excuse. आओ यार नमाज पढ़िए, और नहीं मैंने ना कपड़े गंदे, पता होता कोई गंदे को नहीं गंदे, बस नमाज तो जना सुना, और यार मेरे कपड़े गंदे, किसी का ओ यार आप urinated and 1 drop and 1 drop don't make your clothes dirty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drop. They don't make £2 coin. Now 3 times. What is 3 times? 3 times is when 2 drops of water goes over that thing. Like 3 times washing your body part. Is 3 times, 1 time is 2 drops of water, 2 times is 4 drops of water, 3 times 6 drops of water. And when you open tap, how many drops goes on it? In 1 second, I don't know how many drops, whole water goes there. So this is the 3 times scholar says. It's not like ik, do, tin. Yeah, you do it if you want to, just to give yourself tasalli. Yeah, do it. Breakdowns. But as long as you keep it there and wash it properly, and loads of water just goes over your body part, and that's fine. You're okay. And then if you under the tap, you're gonna put your underwear or your shalwar there, and then just let it flow for a few seconds, and 3 times done. You don't have to do this and then this. Basically, whatever the impurity is there is taken off. It comes off, and you keep it there. You don't bar cut ke 3 wali karna. No. Keep it there, flow water, and then you just keep it clean. It once clean, yeah. No, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. That's £2 coin. Yes. No. 3 times I said, take a big lota, you can say, or big cup, and then here is, and then pour over it. Yeah, consider flowing. It goes over a few seconds, you keep flowing. But you can do 3 times. That give you the sali. Sometimes I don't get the sali. So I do it 3 times. I do it here, and then I clean it properly. Second time, third time, just to give yourself the sali. Do it 3 times. Don't confuse yourself. Do it just 3 times. Because if you're gonna do it, other woman, some auntie comes and sees you, how many women you gonna give explanation to? They're not gonna listen. Plus, are you really gonna musk pie karni or not? Musk pie. Jela banda argue, any old woman in your house, she try to argue with you, don't argue with them. That's the best way. Tell them, okay, I did wrong. Let me do it the way you're telling me. चुप कर लो, उन्होंने तसल्ली हो जाएगा. क्योंकि उन्होंने गल जी होंगी है ना, वो मेनली होंगी, वो आंदा होंदा है, but argument goes to the next level. So she's saying, if you have blood on your clothes, any impurity on your clothes, and you have no water, you're middle of nowhere, you have no water, you have nothing there. So it's more than £2 coin as well. Can you just read namaz? Read namaz, but after that, go and repeat then. Definitely go and repeat. Inshallah, your fardh will be ada, hopefully, inshallah. But go repeat your namaz, definitely. But do read namaz though. Or let's say you have jumper on and they are close underneath. Take the jumper up, put it on the side. You can do that. Then do that. But water is available everywhere though. Wherever you go, you want a motorway services are there. Just buy a little small bottle. Or you're going, let's say Sheffield, we go and Snake Park. There's the water everywhere. You have to you stop there and you get water and then you just wash the clothes or something. You can use mud. You can use mud, but mud is for your cleaning your body part, not for the things there. No, not for that. Mud is used, dust, mud, all these things are used to clean your, let's say, body part, something like before the stanja used to happen with clay. Sahaba used to do with clay. Then after they started doing water. So any impurity on your body, if you have no water, you can do that. But clothes, no, not on clothes or anything else. Like if it's in a body. Yes? I think आपने कोई पूछ रहा था, आपने हाथ खड़ा किया. Shh. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, before 10th day. That's it? That's the question? Well, okay. The question is that my adat is 6 days, but every month what's happening, 7th day starts, or 8th day starts again, and it goes and stops where now? That's my question. It stops on 10th day, or it goes over 10th day? So basically, the question is, if it starts at 6th day, my bleeding stops, and then it starts after 2 days again. That happens every month. Now, again, two rulings. If it goes over every month, it goes over 10th day. No, you don't stop, because your adat is still 6 days. Your adat is still 6 days. But if bleeding stops after 2 days and stops on 10th day, now your adat is completely changed. You don't. Your 6 days is gone. You have only 10 days now. It's over. Or bleeding stops on 8th day again. Every month is happening. Stops on 6th day, then starts at 8th day, and stops on 9th day. Now your adat changed to 9th day. It's not 6th day anymore. It is exact 9th day now. Or even it stops on 10th day. Your adat is changed to 10th day now. It's changed to 10th day now. It's completely just, it's not 6th day anymore. It does give break on 6th day. You can say it's giving break on 6th day. Your body gives break, but it starts again. It stops on 10th day. Now your adat is fixed days are 10th day. Your fixed days are not 6th day anymore. But if you exceeds 11th day, 12th day, your fixed days are every month are 6th day. 8th day, something happened in your body and it goes beyond 10 days. But your adat is 6th day. And then you're not going to wait then. Because if you are waiting every month again, you'll have to repeat all those namazah, all those fasting if you watch 3 months is going. You don't understand that. How do you want me to make you understand that? The same answer. The same answer, because you are saying every basically week it changes my. It said every month it changes my habit. It goes sometimes 6 days, sometimes 7 days, sometimes 8 days, sometimes 9 days. It's changing your habit, isn't it? Sometimes 6 days, sometimes 7 days. It depends where it's stopping. That month where it stopped. Not that's my question. That where he stopped. When he started after 6th day, where he stopped. He stopped before 10th day. If you stop before 10th day or 9th day, your other change to 9th day now. Now you next month you have to wait till 9th day. Do you get it? Depends on last month. So 6th day he started, it goes on the 9th day. So do me a favor, one favor. Can someone make, as long as your pictures don't come, just to show that we are doing something here, can someone make video like we used to in Ramadan? From the back, everyone's, and from here, someone can make video from the back, all of them, that we are doing classes here. So I can post that, yes, classes are going on and everyone's coming. Yeah, like you used to in Ramadan. Can you do that? Right, okay, so, yeah, video. And take pictures as well and video. Right, okay. 9th day you stop. Next month, that's your adat. You have to wait. That's what I said. So next month, you have to do it on 9th day. Next month. Because whatever happened in the last month, that's your adat now. That's what I'm saying. Fixed days, they do change. So if your 6 days change to 9th day now. Now you next month, you have to wait till 9th day. Even though it stopped on 6th day. Don't read anything. Yeah, that's fine. It stopped now. It's not even coming. One whole day is gone. It's not coming. It's not coming now. It's your other is 9 day now. It changed last month, but 6 days stopped again, and you one whole day is gone. It's not coming. Okay, that's fine. You know what? Take bath and start reading namaz. Start reading namaz. Once you start reading namaz, if it comes on 9th day, that's fine. Then all namazans gone. You don't have to repeat them. The whole day is gone. How long are you gonna wait? But if it starts again 9th day, definitely now your other is 9 day. Okay, so all depends on your previous month. Now you have to wait till 9th day. एक मिनट है, तेरे सारे तेरी सवाल होने ना, बाजी नहीं पूछने दे. अच्छा, your question going to my wife and then you guys giving her. अच्छा, बाजी ने पूछने, बाजी दे तो ना दसन लगे जी. If habit changes every month habit changes, then you have to wait till the other day, or till, you are that like I said before, habit changes every month, then you wait for the habit days, and then after that you wait for one salah time. Our scholar says up to one salah time is gone, or go and take bath. After you see any blood coming, no, go and read namaz. Yeah, that's what it is. Because how do you know his habit? I'm clean because nothing is coming now, no blood is coming out. So you just go and take bath, and then not fix that day. Write down that day, because your habit is changed now. Your habit is changed. Now next month you're gonna work on the previous habit. That's called khalis ratubat. Remember, all ladies, listen to me. This very important masala. When khalis ratubat, that's even pure, just clean water comes out, that is not impure, that doesn't break your wuzu as well. When it comes out, clean water, it's called khalis ratubat. Clean, pure water comes out from the front part of woman. That even if it goes on clothes, that's not gonna make your clothes impure, and it doesn't break wuzu. If there is no color, even though tiny bit, one woman's message, there is a little bit of color, I can see a little bit, that still is going to come in menstruation. Any color will make a menstruation. If it's clean water, just water, you can clearly see is water, that is clean. Okay, go on. And you know what, I will stop here. I don't think I need to go any further. I knew that this is going to be common menstruation habits, that any color. We're going to talk about this next week, and hopefully I will finish this next week, hopefully. So this is how much we come here. Okay, any questions from you guys? पूछना पुत्र कोई नहीं? Yes. Yeah. It started. So the question is that you prayed your namaz, and after that you realize you just went in the toilet, and you saw your blood was there, and you know blood was well before the blood was there, and it's dried as well. So is the namaz valid or no? What we're going to do with the namaz? That blood came, Nazia, the blood came after your adat, or it started the first time your menstruation that month? Irregular bleeding. How do you know it's irregular? Basically, oh, those days, those will come up. We're going to talk about the minimum purity days. Remember, minimum purity days between one menstruation to another menstruation are 15 days. Minimum.
Say you're bleeding from like your leg, from there, and you've seen it bleeding, you've done your namaz, and it's still bleeding and it's onto your clothes. Do you then have to repeat that namaz or is that namaz again?
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. Your shari mazu, basically, you was bleeding from your leg or from your arm, wherever, from your head, and then you did wuzu because you are mazur now. Even though bleeding, your wuzu will stay till the next namaz. It will stay till next namaz. Now, your namaz is fine, perfectly fine. Yeah, I mentioned that before. So this is the first time starting menstruation in the month. First time it's starting, right? That's the question. So basically, they're saying if you are in the month where menstruation about to start, but they have not started yet, and you went and did wuzu, you checked no blood was there, but you started reading namaz, whilst reading namaz, blood came, and now when you went in toilet, you checked blood was there. You know blood is dried up, so it means it's because it happened in namaz time. So what about that namaz? ਅੱਛਾ ਮੈਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਜੇ ਪੁੱਛਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇਣਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਆਖਣ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ 6 ਵਾਰੀ ਫੇਰ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਵੇਸਟ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਜਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਸੁਣੋ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛ ਕੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਅਗਲਾ ਤਿਆਰ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਇੱਕ let me just answer her I will finish that and then I'll so if you started your bleeding in namaz of course namaz gone finish namaz finish okay namaz finish now there and then because as soon blood comes out what happen is menstruation blood now again if that's irregular bleeding only came one day and it did not happen anything still it will break your wuzu reason why because it's first time the blood came go and do wuzu and then repeat namaz but if it's menstruation then of course you don't have to repeat namaz or anything yes wait them
So what's really during fasting? You kept a rosa all day, and then let's say in the last hour.
that actually question I've got it after that, but I'll answer you now. If you are fasting, that's the snide thing with them. Like you fasted all 19 hours and 19 hours in Urdu as well. So basically, the question is if you kept you're fasting 19 hours, all that, and 5 minutes before you actually has started menstruation, started bleeding, there and then your rosa will break, even though 5 minutes left. and in that rosa, you have to make up that fast. Any fast which missed in menstruation, you don't have to. You have to make up those fasts. You have to make up those fasts. But this fast you have to make up as well. Those fasts you have to make up. Actually, the namaz you was reading, and then menstruation came, then you have to make up that fast. Oh, the namaz actually. That was namaz ruling. So you was reading namaz, menstruation started. Your namaz break, you have to make up that namaz because you started in purity. You have to make up that namaz. But other namazah which are gonna come in menstruation, you don't have to make up those namazah. Not at all. आपको समझ लगा कि हो गया ना अच्छा उर्दू ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ ਕਰਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਦੇਖੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਰਦੂ ਕਲਾਸ ਲਾਣੀ ਹੈ ਸਮਝ ਲੱਗ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਬਸ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਲਾਈਬਾ ਬੈਠੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾਉਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਹਾਂ ਲਾਈਬਾ we need you in month of Ramadan by Hifzaz gone we need all teachers here make sure now don't even take one day off we need a lot of teachers month of Ramadan because 2 sessions will be going on for only 1 hour so we need a lot of teachers anyone volunteer or something yes
Any discharge, like
Hmm?
It's like any type of blood discharge. Say like your period's about to start, something like that. That's when your period starts. Unless it's like between.
Yeah. So any color, basically saying any color of discharge, brown, yellow, color, any color comes, and then the menstruation days are there. It starts, then of course the menstruation has started. But if it comes between those 15 purity days, that's an irregular bleeding, because Rasulullah said between one menstruation to another menstruation, or between postnatal bleeding after baby's birth, from that to bleeding stopping and to menstruation starting, it must be 15 days break. From nifas to has, or has to be 15 days break. तसल्ली कर लो, अजय भी टाइम है, तसल्ली कर लो, और कोई क्वेश्चन है? So that you know what are the what's answer to all these things. But normally people are confused in habit. When habit changes, I get questions. Habit changed. Mom sab, I did not read this namaz. I missed this namaz. One day menstruation came. I thought menstruation started. I stopped reading namaz, and then after that, no menstruation came. Now, what I do for Namaza, the previous Namaza, because only one day came, I said one day is no menstruation. You have to repeat all those 2-3 days Namaza now, and fasting as well. Okay? Or if you kept reading Namaza, then you have to, the Namaza is gone now.
How about
वो तोनू ऐसा क्वेश्चन केड़ा आ गया है ऐसा?
I just thought of something.
कब दस पुत्र दस कोई अम्मा तेरी सुन लगी है दस तू बस.
What happens if it's like your first time doing menstruation?
Yeah.
And then it goes past the 11th day if it's your first time when you just hit it.
Yeah.
Then what happens? I'm just wondering.
Acha, it's a very good question actually is asked. First time, he said your menstruation started first time. It's a good question, you know, it's written in our books. First time started and it never stopped. It went beyond 10 days. So what is your adat, or what you're going to do? It's going to be full 10 days.
Yeah, but what if it went like that?
Yeah, 11th day, you go 11th day because you had no adat before. It's the first time, a girl, 8, oh, sorry, now 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. First time menstruation happened, first time. And it started, and it's not even stopping now. It went to 11th, 12th day. She has no adat before. First time it happened, went beyond 11th. Her adat is full 10 days now. Full 10 days, because after 10th day, you can't bring it back to, if the woman who's bleeding for 6 days, 7 8 days, next month, her goes beyond 11th day, we have to bring it back to the previous month, adat 6 or 7 day. But this is the girl who's never started before. It went beyond 11 day. You have to say, no, this is 10 days. Her bleeding is 10 days. And after 10th day, you have to make your children read namaz. That's another problem. Mama, no, blood on again. See how many problems are here in this. And there so many gunas are taking place in the house. Ladies are leaving namaza. And some of them, they get fed up. They're like, oh, siapa hi pe makao. Namaz nahi chodo. Namaz roza hi rehne deo. Yes.
Even if you're in primary
हाँ, that's question. माँ दे दिल the question आया कि if my child is in primary, even if they're in primary school, how old are they then? Yeah, even in the primary school, they are 9 years old, they are 10 years old. If they start the menstruation, do they have to read namaz? What is the sign of adulthood? When girls become adult? When girls become adult, when they are 9 years old, and after the whenever, if blood comes before 9, that's not adult. If wet dream happened 11 years, he's an adult, because time starts, their times at 12, girl times are 9 years. After 9 years, if blood comes, she's adult. She has to read namaz, she has to fast, she has to do all those things what a Muslim has to do, what a 30 years old woman has to do. All that. That's your job to make them, of course, try them. That's the reason Rasul says, make your children read namaz from 7 years. And make them fast from 7 years, 8 years. But how are you going to do it? You know, hikmah. Start from 7, 8 years. I used to do with the little one, half fast. Even though there is no concept of half fast. I used to make him do half fast. He would wake up with those. Make them wake up with you. Saturday time. Puttar, ut. Eat something. Even though they don't like eating. This is how they're going to get used to. Then when they're going to go to sleep, then before going to school, he used to say, okay, I'm going to pause my fast. So he used to pause his fast. have breakfast. He's only 7 years old. No fast for him. Then he said, like, this is lunch. Make sure you pause your fast when you're in school lunchtime. He pauses fast, then he come home. After the once he became 12, and after no pausing fast, yes. कोई रोकना शोकना को नहीं है. उसके बाद सीधा fast. All the way 19 days, 19 hours, sorry. But you gotta make them. मैं देखा मामा नु अपने बच्चे रेडी कर दिया 15 साल जा गए. इमाम साहब मेरा मुड़ा फास्ट नहीं करने लगा, नमाज नहीं पढ़ता. क्यों नहीं पढ़ता? कदे तो सही को नहीं. मामा खुद नहीं उठती फजर टाइम तरोला पाया होंगे मुड़े ओए उठ जाए सुबह मैं लगी है सोन ओ मुड़ा पूरा कोई मुड़े नहीं तुरना. You have to work hard with that, isn't it? So she's, no matter what school she's going, she's primary, she's wherever she is, after that is up to you what you want to do, because then they have to fast, they have all those things, they have to do it. Then you have to, accommodate or something, manana pyar se ye wo all the stuff you have to do it. It's hard. Yes. Saza. Now here is the Rasulullah did say, when you go to 10, you have to punish them, but don't punish them. Always understand the Sharia with time. Asr is very important. Asr is time. Ruling change with time. What kind of punishment? चपेड़ मारो मुड़ा कार छोड़ के नस जाए. तुझे चपेड़ मारो मुड़ा फोन कर जी अम्मा मेरी ने चपेड़ मारी है. अम्मा ने जो पुलिस चुका ले जा. And अम्मा तो रेस्ट ऑफ द महीना फास्टिंग जेल च करा ते कुड़ी स्कूल घर बैठ के टीवी तक लगी हो. किथे गया तुम्हारी punishment? Punishment, she got the punishment or you got the punishment? What is the punishment? What is the punishment for kids nowadays? Take the devices. Oi. उन्होंने अल्लाह मेरा दिल बंद हो रहा अल्लाह तो मर लगे बच्चे उन्हें take the devices away. पुत्र, you're gonna fast, that's the device. You're gonna play game. I'll give you PS5. I'll get you what you want. I'll get you this, that, new glasses. Glasses पांदी है ना कुड़ी आना तो नवीं glasses नवे lens हर चीज लगे. This is how Allah Sunnah. Allah scares people sometimes by telling them there is Jahannam, this is going to happen to you. Some kids don't get scared. I love to maro sort के जितियां मारनी मारो चपेड़ा. असी पाकिस्तान डोइयां मार मैंने याद है जितनी पेटियां थले अम्मी में डोइयां छुपा देता था. अम्मी की मैंने इतने सारियां पईयां मैं कि मुझे पैदी है जैसा. So some people they understand with mar. Some people they understand with love. You tell them, Putter, I'll give you month of Ramzan, this is how many fasts you do, or after every 10 fasts, or after every five fasts, or every fast, depending on your bodies, every fast, Putter, end of the fast, I'll give you some treat. End of fast. Yeah, of course, according to your pocket as well. I'll give you £10 end of every fast. People say, no, this is rishwat. This is not rishwat, yaar. This is the inam you give them. Putter, you fast, I'll give you £10. I'll give you £5. I'll give you this. It's not like he's going to get used to of that now. No. You're going to get him used to towards here. Once he said, okay, alhamdulillah, good. But punishment is not marna punishment. Punishment, people think marna. When you going to start shouting, and I'll say to my teachers as well. When you start shouting at teachers or at students, he's only going to understand you or listen to you when you're going to shout. He's going to say, oh, and you're going to say, Putra, listen to me. He's not going to listen to you. She's not got to that level. And teacher, he says, the teacher is not a good teacher who starts shouting because he has no knowledge. He's out of all the ways to understand that student that this is what you do, because he's out of all the ways and paths the way make him, he's trying to cover that place with shouting. So he's not a very good teacher. बच्चे को समझाएं प्यार से, हर किसी को प्यार से समझाएं, प्यार से. Rasulullah as go and read, Rasulullah turn this world upside down with his softness. People became Muslim as people. Rasulullah did something. No, Abu Bakr Siddiq used to shout. Yeah, Umar was angry, but that doesn't mean that he was angry for Islam, not for other things. But make them understand slowly. प्यार से बजाएं, टेक वे लेके दूंगी. नहीं तो पुत्र तेरे डिवाइस ना सारा कुछ बंद. जी. That's question that as well when the time is going to come. So once let's say you are fasting and menstruation started. As soon menstruation starts, there and then your fast breaks. Now after that, can they eat? Yeah, fast broken. Now you should eat, but yeah, scholars say don't eat in front of everyone because it's a hidden muamala. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਬਾ ਜੀ ਖਾਣਾ ਲੈ ਆਉਣ, ਅੰਮਾ ਖਾਣਾ ਲੈ ਆਉਣ, ਸਾਰੇ ਭਰਾ ਵੀ ਬੈਠੇ ਖਾਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਤੇ ਭਰਾ ਤੂੰ ਕੀ ਖਾਣ ਤੂੰ ਸਵੇਰ ਫਾਸਟ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ, ਹੁਣ ਕੀ ਦੱਸੋਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ? Why? So why do you want to open up all that thing? Right? Go and sit down and brother should know as well, you know, इतनी होनी चाहिए थी अकल, that they should know, or father should know, ਇਹਨੇ ਖਾਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਈ ਤੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੋਜ਼ਾ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਅੱਲਾ ਦੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਧੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ, ਪਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜਨਾਨੀ ਨਾਲ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ. Why you don't go and ask girls why you're eating, what do you think why she's eating when you start fast in the morning. You go to your wife, why she's eating. The wife will tell you, look, or your mom, you don't have to, brothers don't have to, fathers, or because she started menstruation, so that's the reason. So go sit down in your room and eat something. In Pakistan, you know, these muamali are written in books that don't do it, because when you're in village, those who come from village, ਕਿਸੇ ਘਰ ਰੋਟੀ ਪਕਦੀ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਇੱਕ ਘਰ ਹੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਪਕਦੀ, ਪੂਰੇ ਮਹੱਲੇ ਹੀ ਖੁਸ਼ਬੂ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸੀ ਰੋਟੀ, because open houses, and they used to make roti outside. Fasting month, you passing by a house, you know they are making roti inside, and you were like, yeah, 1 o'clock, why are they making roti? So you're giving them doubts. That's the reason written you don't do it. It's a hidden मामला. ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ 버ਗਰ ਹੀ ਆਵੇਂ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਆਰਡਰ ਕਰੋ, 버ਗਰ ਘਰ ਚ ਖਾਓਗੇ, ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ. So you just don't do it in front of anyone, but you can, of course, because you are not fasting, everything is gone, so you can eat, drink, whatever you want to do it, but don't wear college ਜਾਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਤੁੰਦੇ ਜਾਣ ਲੱਗੇ scarf ਪਾਇਆ, you got ਦਾੜੀ ਮਰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ, scarf ਪਾਇਆ ਸਾਰਾ, you going to college, you in a bus or outside, and then you eating burger, and everyone is watching you, yaar. Why? Of course they're going to think, oh, acha, Baji ji is going through menstruation. Why you have to show that you're going through menstruation? No. It's up to you. Yeah, you just wait. If you can't wait, I wouldn't be able to. मैं तो उसे टाइम खान लगा. अच्छा जी, सुनाओ पहला पुत्र अम्मा जी. जी.
बार-बार बच्चा नमाज ना पढ़े तो बार-बार खाओ ते फिर मां प्यो ਨੂੰ ਗੁਨਾਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਨਾਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ.
ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿਤਨਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਬਣਦਾ ਨੂੰ ਆਖਣਾ, ਆਖਤੇ ਰਹੋ, ਪੁੱਤਰ ਉੱਠ ਜਾ, ਨਹੀਂ, ਹੁਣ ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਨਾਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਣ ਲਗਾ. ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਨੇ ਅਗਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਖਿਆ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਗੁਨਾਹ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ.
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ ਆਖੇ ਨਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ ਆਖੇ ਨਾ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਲੱਗੂ ਲੜਨ ਲੱਗ ਪੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਾਂ ਤੱਕ.
ਹਾਂ, ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ, ਇੱਕ ਗੁਨਾਹ ਨਮਾਜ਼ ਨਾ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੇ ਦਾ, ਐਂਡ ਦ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਸਿਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਾ ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਨੂੰ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਕਰਨੇ ਦਾ, ਔਰ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਇੱਕ ਅੱਛਾ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗੇ. नहीं, ये तो गलत, बहुत डबल गुनाह है. एक गुनाह नहीं, डबल गुनाह. एक माँ बाप ना लड़ना, दूसरा नमाज ना पढ़ना, नाफरमानी है ना, वो उसमें अगर लड़ना, नाफरमानी, अल्लाह की नाफरमानी, many sins you're committing. This is where life goes on wrong track. When you know, people say, no, my life is messed up. Life doesn't get messed up if you are living according to the Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We doing namaz, but rest everything is messed up. Oh, everything is messed up, we only reading namaz. Within, why my life is messed up? I'm reading namaz, but the rest of the things, you are not good with your parents, you are not fasting, you are not eating halal. Every aspect has to be good, then inshallah life will be good. Difficulties are still going to be there. You know, when people give you wazifa, difficulty will gone, you this, difficulties are never will be gone. They always going to stay in your life. Always remember, anyone who comes to you tell you, "Eh wazifa ji, eh ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨੀ ਦੂਰ ਹੋਈ, ਕਦੇ ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨੀ ਦੂਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗੀ." कितनी परेशानियां दूर हुई हैं. जनानी मैंने मैसेज किया, माम साहब मैं वजीफा करना है. मैं मेरी भैन मुझे दस कितने वजीफे कर बैठी हैं, जिंदगी तो मुश्किलात नहीं है, बगैर वजीफे तो आधी कितने को दूर हो गए. मैं तो कितने अरसे वजीफा कर लगी आती है, मैं को 3 महीने हो गए वजीफा कर लगी है. मुश्किल दुनिया में एवरी मुश्किल हैज अ टाइम. और थोड़ा सब्र का इम्तिहान है. आस्क अल्लाह टू गिव मी पेशेंस टू गो थ्रू. अल्लाह विल गिव यू अ वेरी इनसाइड पीस. आउटसाइड so much is happening, so much going on. Or inside you'll be like, oh, siapa muk jayega in there. Person gets very strong. Yeah. Quick. I need to go now. It's 40.
Yeah, what if you're past the age of menstruation, but somehow you get menstruation? How does that work?
Like, you passed it? Yeah.
Over 50. Like,
over 50. Good question. If you pass your...
like 60 and a half.
Okay. If you go to 50, 60 years old, basically your menstruation stopped everything. And again you started menstruation. Yeah, that's menstruation. As long as color is there. As soon color comes, even you are 80 years old. 80 years old and color comes, you are still menstruating. I told you Ibrahim alayhi salam, his wife, basically, she, of course, you are menstruating. That's the reason the baby was born. So if after 60, 70, if color comes, definitely that's menstruation. Bas? एक सिर्फ एक क्वेश्चन अगला सब्जेक्ट यही है.
कितने साल का बच्चा होवे ते ओदे ते नमाज फर्ज हो जाती है ते ओनु बार-बार मां प्यो आख सकते.
अच्छा, करके दूसरा ना तको ना तुसी बेचारा तकन लगी सुदी ताई होता कितने बजे कितनी नमाज फर्ज हो जाती है जिला बच्चा व्हेन बॉय इज 12 इयर्स ओल्ड 12 साल का हो जाए 12 साल तो बाद जैसी साइन आ जाए वेट ड्रीम हो जाए सारा कुछ हो जाए इतलाम हो जाए उस तो बाद बच्चे ते हर ओ शै फर्ज है जेड़ा कि 40 साल दे मर्द ते फर्ज है ही हैज टू रीड नमाज देयर इज नो चॉइस of reading this namaz, school, college, uni, wherever you are, on deathbed, you're dying. He says you heard Allahu Akbar, azan happen, you're dying. He said at least try to read namaz. Battlefield, जंग होने लगी है उदी पूरी एक सब्जेक्ट है हाउ टू रीड नमाज इन बैटलफील्ड पहला तुसी नमाज पढ़ो अद्धे जाओ अद्धे वापस आओ ये जाके नमाज पढ़ पहली रकत पढ़ो इमाम नाल फिर ओ बंदे टूट जान इमाम जारी रखा दुबे वाले आवन और दूसरी रकत पढ़न फिर वो अपनी पूरी नमाज कंप्लीट करन अपनी उठ के फिर अगले पिछले पीछे आ जान फिर वो आके अपनी और रकत पढ़न जेडी छोड़ के गए सन इमाम नाल नमाज उठे भी नहीं छोड़ सकते नमाज नहीं छोड़ सकते बिल्कुल देयर इज नो और 9 साल तो बाद 9 साल तो बाद नमाज लाजमी है अगर 9 साल तो बाद अगर मेंस्ट्रुएशन स्टार्ट हो गए ना उस तो बाद हर चीज जारी लाजमी रोजा नमाज हर चीज है शी हैज टू डू इट हाउएवर इट्स जस्ट इन आवर माइंड वी कांट डू इट पीपल वी कांट और ते 50 साल दे बंदे में को लगा दे इमाम साहब नहीं होता ये दिस इज ऑल योर माइंड हाउ स्ट्रांग यू आर मेंटली स्ट्रांग बंदे कर लेंदे
16 17 साल का होता उस तो बाद मां 18 साल का होता मां प्यो गल नहीं चलो फिर नहीं आते जेरे बच्चा 14 साल का होवे 11 का 12 का होवे उसले मां प्यो का हक बनता है बच्चे ते आखना जे बच्चा एक गल ना आखे हुन मेनू छड्ड दियो मैं ये काम नहीं कर मेरे ते ज्यादा आंदे हो मेनू बार-बार इस गल तू ते मैं हुन बड़ा हो गया मैं अपने सब कुछ कर
यानी कि बच्चा जो 11 12 साल 13 14 15 साल का जाके मनु सारा कुछ पता है छोड़ दे मन दसो तो जाहिर गल गुनहगार है फिर सख्त गुनहगार है क्योंकि नमाज ही पढ़ने लगे अल्लाह की शरीयत नहीं मनने लगे तो मुसलमान दा रसूल अल्लाह फरमाना है कि काफर और मुसलमान में फर्क सिर्फ नमाज है काफर नहीं होने का बंदा मगर उन्हें फर्क सिर्फ नमाज है नमाज अगर जो छोड़ दी तो काम खत्म हो गया